If you are a manager of the team, to use SOCCERBEE as a team, you need to create a team. And all members of the team must have created SOCCERBEE accounts and be joined to the team. Press Add New Team in My Team at My Page to create a new team. Choose your team's emblem and uniform, and enter your team name and initials as well. You can check your team at My Page when the team creation is complete. On My Team view, you can accept and reject the new members' applications. You can also check the stats of the team and players. Through Team Setting at the upper right corner, you can manage team profile, team authority, uniform number, and player position. Create a team schedule. You can create an upcoming team schedule and build a starting lineup with team members who have checked attendance, and share them before kickoff. At Schedule view, create a new schedule through Create Schedule in the upper right corner. My Team? Select your team to create a schedule. Start Time? Select the date and time of kickoff. Duration? Select the total playing time of the game. Location? Find the stadium where the match will be held on the map. Opponent. Select the opponent team for the match. Number of session. Select how many sessions you want the match to be played in. Set deadline. You can set the deadline for attendance. When all information is entered, touch Create button to complete the schedule registration. When you create a team schedule, a notice is sent to the team members and they can check whether or not to attend the game. Check attendees. On the Fixtures Detail view, tap the stadium icon at the bottom of the pitch to enter the formation for each session. You can see the attendees on the substitutes. If there are players showing up without checking attendance, you can change the player's attendance status by touching the Edit Attendees icon. If you touch a player chip in Substitutes, the chip moves to the pitch. Create a formation by moving player chips. Don't forget to create formations for each session. Let's take a look at the functions of the icons at the bottom of the pitch. Formation Lock Unlock. The player chip can be locked so that it does not move. Profile Uniform View. Player chips can be viewed as a profile picture or a team uniform. Substitute. You can designate a substitution in the session. Captain. You can designate the captain of the session. Attendees Edit. You can add or remove players from the substitutes by editing attendees list. Lineup Reset. The lineup information in the session can be reset. Live. When the kickoff time is reached, the schedule will be changed to live mode. In Live, you can enter events such as goal, assist, conceded goal. And you can check the entered events on the timeline. Submit player data to team schedule. When the game is over, the fixtures will be changed to results. Now you can send the data stored in the team member's SOCCERBEE pod and submit them to the corresponding team schedule. 2 methods to submit data. First, Team Manager can submit all of the team members' data to the schedule at once by pressing Sync Multiple Pod at once. Second, each of the players can send their own data to each one's accounts and submit their data to the corresponding team schedule. In this section, we will look at how to transfer team data at once by one manager. All SOCCERBEE pods to be transferred must be turned on and physically around your mobile device. Press hotkey at the bottom of the screen, then press sync multiple pod at once. This button is only visible to the owner or the manager of the team. Please select a team schedule to send team data. If there is no team schedule, please create a schedule and transfer team data again. Only the data that matches the game time of the selected schedule will be grouped into the team data. After checking the team information and the pod list of team members, touch Send Data to start data transmission. You can only transfer SOCCERBEE pod data of team members belonging to a team. When the transmission is complete, the team analysis info appears automatically. After entering all the information, press Analyze button to check the team metrics. Create team analysis. After submitting players' data in the schedule, you can enter the necessary information for analysis in the team analysis info. Start time. Start time of the data to be analyzed. The default is the start time of team schedule, and please enter the actual kickoff time. Duration. Total game time from start to end to be used for team analysis. The default is the total time of team schedule, and please enter the actual game duration including break time. Opponent. Opponent team to be used for team analysis. The default is the opponent of team schedule, and please select the actual opponent of the game. Number of session. Number of session to be used for team analysis. The default is the number of session of team schedule, and please enter the actual number of session. If you modify the number of sessions, the lineup you entered might be initialized or empty. Please check the lineup again after modifying the number of sessions. Players with data. Players with GPS data to be grouped in the team analysis. You can see the list of team members who have submitted data to the schedule. Session time. Start and end time for each session. The analyzed results may be incorrect if you enter the wrong start and end times for each session. Analysis area. Pitch area to be used for team analysis. Please specify the analysis area on the pitch, referring to the map in green dots. If there are many green dots outside the pitch, it may be the data during breaks. Do not include it in the analysis area. Lineup. Players' position for each session. The default is the lineup registered in the team schedule. Please enter the lineup of the actual game. The team analysis results are provided only to team members who have entered positions for each session. Please enter all positions for each session. When all information is entered, touch Analyze to complete the team analysis creation. If additional player data is submitted after the analysis, you can add the player data in the team analysis result by editing team analysis info. Check team metrics. At the top of the team analysis screen, you can check the game results. At the bottom of the screen, you can select the player you want to view. Metrics shows all the results of the game. Game replay is provided for SOCCERBEE Pod users and not provided for SOCCERBEE Pod Lite users. Metrics by session shows the analysis results for each session. You can select a player on the right to compare the metrics. In Metrics by item, you can check the amount of change per session for each item for rating, distance, top speed, sprint, coverage, average speed, and sprint distance. If you press View All Results at the bottom of Metrics section, you can check the metrics of each player at a glance. In the timeline, you can check the score information entered in live mode. It is possible to add, edit, or delete events such as goal, assist, conceded goal. In the lineup, you can check the lineup for each session and vote for the best player in the match. Once you have voted, you can see who's been voted as the best player.